Hello, this is Goto. Welcome back to Feed the Beast Interactions Remastered. We are out of lava over here. Uh-oh. Where we have no lava left in our melter. But today we are going to be doing some more machine stuff, I think. Seems good to me. Anyways. So what I wanted to do is get more steam boilers built. I'm thinking like 4 of them would probably give us our... Um, I'm thinking 4 of them is going to give us our steam production needs for now. So 4 of these produce up to 6 liters per tick. So we need something that can support 24 liters per tick of steam. At least. But, you know, if it's... No, it's not really going to have like a battery of steam. We're not going to have a steam battery. So like... This small bronze fluid pipe would actually be okay for the steam, I think. Right now this one's only producing 4 because it is still not fully heated up, but it will be fully heated up when we start using it. Really quick, I need to test, like, how do you put fuel into these guys? Do you just put it into the side of this? These don't need a vent. The boiler doesn't need a vent. But it will need an output for the actual steam itself. Okay, let me really quickly grab like a chest really quick. I want to just see how that works with stuff going in there and coming out of there. So let's get a chest, and then we have item conduits. Oh, we have a lot more item conduits somewhere, right? Oh, we have this pulsating iron ingot that we're going to get from that. One conduit for now is fine, though, because I'm just going to test this here to see how we can automate getting fuel into here automatically. So if we put a chest and then we tell it, hey, take the items from the chest, always extract, and then put them into the furnace, does it do it? It does, okay. So that can be how we keep the furnaces fueled. Go ahead and break this with my drill because my axe is in my inventory. I actually thought I didn't have an axe, so that's why I did that. But we're gonna need some more bronze plates, I'm thinking. Even though we have like a good amount there, I'm thinking we're probably gonna want more. So let me go and take. We need multiples of 3, so let's take 42 bronze ingots and just turn them all into plates. Well, maybe not that many. Let's do 36. I want to leave a few just in case we need them for something else. So there's our ingots. Let me get all of this Bombcraft stuff out of here, all these crystals and such. Let's go dump them in our storage inside the house. Kind of just landed on them being a item stored in here. For right this second. How's our steam supply looking? So you can see here we had enough steam build up in our boiler that it started actually filling up the steam tank in the boiler. And then over here we are having steam forge. It's using 16 liters or millibuckets of steam per tick. This one's making 6, so we're losing 10 per second here. So we should run out in not per second, per tick. We should run out in like a minute or so. But these I think are going to be done in a minute, so and we're going to need more bricks as well. Let's go get bricks. Ooh, we're going to need more bricks than this, I think. Because we need at least like 44 for these. So let's go and set some bricks to cook in our kilns. Do we want to go ahead and move our kilns over? We might actually want to go ahead and move our kilns over. I'm thinking about it. Can we make bricks in the furnace? You know what? We're just going to make the bricks in our furnace. We're not going to worry about the kilns right now. Let's just stick them in here in stacks of 8. Okay, and those will cook twice as fast as the stacks of 16. Alright, we have our bronze plates now. Let's go ahead and make the boilers. So we're going to need 15 bronze plates, which we got. And we're going to need the bricks. The bricks are kind of what we are bottlenecked on currently. Let me grab the current bricks we have. Oh, we have exactly 9 bricks. Okay, that's exactly what we need for this then. Let's go ahead and craft these guys. 1, 2, 3 boilers. Great. I'm gonna keep the steam forge hammer here for a moment because I think we might want some more stuff. What did I want to do, though, before we do this? I wanted to do the steam alloy smelter, but there was something else I wanted to make. Oh, I wanted to make the extractor because the extractor gives us a bunch of bricked bronze hull. So it saves us a little bit of bronze there. So let's go ahead and do the extractor next. Here we go. Let's do this, and we do need a piston for this. Whoops, I bookmarked the wrong thing, and then I unbookmarked ink sac. Want to make sure we don't forget about that. We just need 1 extractor, though, so let's go ahead and... Do we have brass? Where did the brass I have just go? Did I put it over here? Sure did. Okay. So let's go ahead and make... Gonna need a piston, and we're gonna need some wood and cobblestone. Let's make a few pistons, just because I feel like I've already made several. And I'm like, let me make some so I can stop making them for a moment. Get 12 wood from over here, and then we need some redstone as well, and we will have enough for 4 pistons. So here we go. I guess you can't press C unless you have the actual bookmarked recipe, the recipe bookmarked. Why were we not able to craft that? Oh, we didn't get 4 redstone, only got 3. That was my bad. There we go. 4 pistons. We're gonna need 12 of these pipes. Let me go ahead and just make all of the pipes right now. Stick these up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we need a piece of glass, which I have in the house. Plop. And we should now be able to make our extractor. Or not, we forgot to make this thing. Okay, there we go. And extractor. Craft. Boom, nice. Love that feature, man. We get our bricked bronze holes now, and a gourmet burger. Mmm, yummy. Macerator. Are we gonna want a macerator? I'm gonna think, yes, we would want a macerator. And we're gonna use the macerator to turn it into a steam grinder, which is gonna be huge for us for processing ores. That's just a little bit of extra stuff that we don't have right now, but that's gonna be like, I don't know if we're gonna use that right this second. Steam extractor, though, what do we need this for? What does it do? It can turn some stuff into fluid. Why would we want this? Let me look through here. Okay, we can turn bricks into bricks. Okay, we can turn clay into clay, another brick into brick. Get bookshelf. We can get liquid glass out of an extractor. I think this has to be a... I don't think these liquid recipes work in the steam extractor. I think steam is only for... this is the recipe we're going to want for this one, turning sticky resin into raw rubber pulp, which we will then do chemistry with and make rubber. But for now, I don't think we actually really need the extractor. It was just actually to make it, but then have this. So extractor's done. Those are done. Steam alloy, what do we need for this? We need a bigger crafting table. We need the bricks. Let's get our bricks. Get all of our bricks here. I don't think we really need individual bricks that much, so let's save a stack of brick and then turn the rest into brick blocks. And there is our alloy smelter. Our alloy smelter gives us the pulsating iron ingots, and with these, we can turn them into pulsating iron nuggets. And I'm going to just go ahead and do them, because the conduits we're going to have from these are going to be way more valuable. So let me just chuck those over there really quick. We are going to need our binders that I made before. Here we go. And go ahead and just stick all of this in here. Balance the recipe, and boom, look at all those item conduits. So good. And actually so many that, like, I have my inventory full of stuff. Metal and stuff I'm putting in here. There's a bunch of that stuff. Yeah, very good. And, oh yeah, we have our first alloy smelter as well. So alloy smelter I wanted to use to turn our zinc. I'm just going to put our zinc alloy smelter here for a moment. And then let's take half of it, and then the rest mix with copper. So we have 8. We're going to need 24 coppers to make a total of 32 zincs. And this is also using steam at a 10 liter per tick deficit, so this isn't going to actually last too long. But it is going to give us our most efficient form of brass. There we go, 4 brass ingots from 1 zinc dust. Love to see it. Okay, back for a second. I had to look at something else for a bit. So this brass is cooking up over here. I think we need to figure out Cloudberry over here because we are definitely going to want these. What else do we need these for? Looks like we need these for Ritual of Transmutation and other things. Okay, I'm going to have to like look through to actually see what this stuff is used for. But for now, we just need 1 for our time in a bottle. So let's go ahead and do one of these guys. So we're going to need any type of leaf, any type of grass, any type of wool, and then 2 terramosses. How do we get terramosses? Terramosses were the wood on a cobblestone, or the knife on a mossy stone. Okay, that's not too bad. Can we make mossy stone in any way? Like, can I chisel it from something? We can add vines to stones. Imbuing station. I don't know how that works. And then terror spores. Okay. That's not too bad. Let's just get our cobblestone. Cobble. We only need 1 cobblestone, really. We need a piece of grass. We need any leaves, but I'm gonna just go ahead and do oak leaves, just in case one of these modded leaves misbehaves. So these go on the pyre. Grass. Cobblestone I'm gonna stick here. And then terraspores and cobblestone knife. We need 2 of these. Oh, right, it's got to be near water. Take this back. Put it over here, then. Because we have water here already. There we go. Chop, chop. And then, what's the last thing we needed here? Wool. Doesn't matter which wool, right? No, it does not matter which kind of wool. I'll just go ahead and take it from our sheep directly. We want to harvest our marshmallows. It's probably okay. Alright, there we go. We are getting our cloud... What is this called? Cloudberry? So that was pretty easy. Oh, that gives experience. Okay, that's good to know. Put this back in here. We have our cloudberry now. So we now need brass, which we have. Cooking. We need diamonds. Okay, we're going to need to go to a diamond vein to get diamonds. Clock, we have the stuff to make it. And then lapis, we're going to also need to either get this quest reward and or go to a lapis vein. Have we been to a lapis vein? I know we have one up here. We have a diamond vein up here. Let's go ahead and take this glove off. I know my inventory is like super full, but like we're not gonna go prolonged amount of mining here, I don't think. So let's just go run over and grab some of that stuff over there. some diamond and some lapis. We're not going to need like a huge amount of diamond. Actually, hang on one second. Macerator? Macerator also needs 2 diamonds. Okay, so let's make sure we grab at least 4 diamonds. Whoa, hello. Yellow X in our area. Can we... There we go, fixed. I was like, we don't have any candles. Oh no, we don't have any candles. We can't go mining like this. That's going to be annoying. I was like, do I use home or just walk? We'll use home. Okay. We need torches. So let's take some candleberries. Oh yeah, we can use our wool. You know what? I'm just gonna take the wool we've gathered so far. I know I was kind of gathering it for later wiring purposes, but we can take this wool and we can just turn it into a string with the squeezer. Ah, nice, easy string. Very nice. Okay. So let's just get 27 wool, and then we'll use these candleberries to make some more candles. I kind of need to dump some stuff off, though. I do have way too many things. Here we go. Bricks go in there. Okay. These bricks also go in here. Okay. I need my pot. Craft all those up. Put the pot away, and then craft all these candles. There we go. We got some candles to go now. Alright, we need to hurry up and get to lapis and diamond before the sun sets here. Or maybe we'll, you know, we're going the wrong way, for starters. I don't know why I keep thinking this way is west and that way is north. Like, there's something... this way is west and that way is north. I don't know why I keep thinking this way is north. That's my issue there. But yeah, let's just run over here. There's copper, magnetite, and diamond's going to be this way. There it is. Alright, I'm going to turn off F7. And I'm just going to start digging, like, down here-ish. Do I want to dig a staircase or a straight drop? I think I might just go with the straight drop, just in the interest of saving time here. And hope I do not die. I'm seeing some weird stuff over here while I'm digging through this. Alright, let's use our ore scanner, see how close to the vein we are. This vein does go pretty deep. Yep, there it is. Okay, here we go. We are at our vein. Let's put a torch. And let's get some diamonds. Alright, there's diamonds. And there should also be coal in here to complete the quest. Yeah, there's the coal. Great. And from this quest we get... If I can find the dang quest. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. We get a diamond. Okay, so that's one of the diamonds we're going to need. Let me just grab a handful of diamonds while we're down here. If you didn't notice, like, compared to vanilla Minecraft, diamond is not really, like, a big deal down here. Because you can see it's, like, everywhere down here, and... Like, are we going to need diamonds? Yeah, but, like... They're just diamonds at the end of the day. They're not, like, stainless steel. Stainless steel is way harder to get than diamonds. Have you ever walked outside and just found a stainless steel buried in the ground? Okay, you might have, but, like, naturally made, though. I didn't think so. I don't think most of us have found a diamond outside either, but that's, like, kind of besides the point. Okay. Lapis. I'm thinking, like, this sounds crazy, but I'm thinking just to, like, dig a hole to lapis, because if we go above ground, we're gonna have monsters to deal with. So let's just, like, dig a dang old hallway. It's going to be dark, but I'm just going to eyeball it as we go. What kind of ore vein is in this chunk? Can we see any ore in this chunk? There doesn't seem to be any ore in this chunk. Might be why I didn't mark anything here. Okay, let's turn, because lapis is actually this direction. I should probably be putting torches more often if I want to actually be able to safely use this tunnel later, but... Alright, we gotta dig through a copper vein. We are going straight through the copper vein. You see how wide this vein is? It's kind of crazy, actually. Copper is still going into our satchel, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. So we're not losing anything here we're mining. Except, wait, iron ore. There's iron ore in a copper vein? Here, give me... I want the iron ore. Go back and grab all the iron ore I left on the ground. This vein is gigantic. Jeez. Okay. Let's get rid of the cobblestone here. And then immediately walk through piles of cobblestone. Yeah, good one, good one. We're also going the wrong way. I got turned around. Here we go. This way. Okay. We continue this direction. And lapis vein will just be not too much further over. Question is, how high is our lapis vein? Let's do a quick scan. Uh-oh. That's not good. We do not see the lapis. Also, there's lava. Hello, lava. So we're directly centered over the lapis lane now. Lapis vein now. Let's go ahead and do one more scan here. Oh, okay. The lapis vein is down deep as we are. So we are like way down below the vein, so we're gonna have to dig up. Very exciting time to be alive here. Digging straight up. You know, the general rule of Minecraft is that you shouldn't dig straight down, you shouldn't dig straight up. Yeah, I don't care about that. Sometimes I dig into a pool of lava and I'm like, well, that sucked, but like the other like 8 out of 10 times I didn't do that, I saved a bunch of time, so that's what's more important. In a lot of times, time is your most limited resource at the end of the day, a lot of times. Okay, here we are. We are in our vein. It is nice and... Does it glow in the dark? It does glow in the dark, but it doesn't emit light, so we still need our own light sources here. Let's go ahead and throw lava in here. Not lava. Our ores in here. Throw coal, diamond, graphite. And let's just grab a good amount of this stuff. Whoops, broke the torch again. There we go. We've got all 4 of the unique kind of ores in here. We have aqua-infused ore for Thaumcraft. We have lazurite, which is like some kind of sodium mineral, I think. We have sodalite, and we have lapis, right? We have lapis, don't we? Can't help but notice there's no lapis in the lapis vein. Yeah, we don't have the lapis, actually. Hold on, what's going on? I think we must be at the bottom of the vein, and the lapis is probably up higher here. Let's climb up a bit, and hopefully we'll find some. This better not be another malachite situation. Okay, we're like on top of the vein now. Sodalite, hello. We got any lapis in here? Hello? Got enough aqua for like a whole entire ocean over here. What is going on? Oh, you know what? My inventory's full. That might explain some things. Here, let me get rid of some of this cobblestone, get rid of this dirt, and go pick up all of this piles of stuff on the floor. Okay, that actually did not explain that. Where's our lapis then? This vein should have lapis. Oh, there we go. Here we go. It must have been at the bottom of the vein. Here we go. Let's just grab a handful of this stuff. We don't really need a good amount. Just a little bit. And I think we're good now. So let's go back to /home. I'm just going to dump this stuff into this chest for later organization. Yep, it's not disorganized or anything in here. What are you talking about? Chalcopyrite, I think we can go ahead and crush up another stack of that. We are going to need... So we don't want to put diamond in the squeezer. We're just going to get diamond dust from that. So we need to hammer it specifically, I believe. So forge hammer is right here. We can do this recipe. It only requires LV power. Steam only goes up to LV. So if we see any recipes that are MV, we cannot do those yet. So here we go. There's our 3 diamonds that we need. Or, yeah, our 4 diamonds, I guess. There's a bunch of brass for us. And then we need lapis as well. Lapis I'm just going to actually grab from this quest reward right here. Okay, so we have this. We need a clock really quick. Oh, looks like we don't have enough gold. Let's cook a piece of gold really quick. This will only take a second, so I'll just hang out here for one moment. There we go. Stick that cobblestone away. Let's get a piece of redstone. Get a clock. We have a bottle already, so can we craft this? Yeah, there we go. Time in a bottle. And right now it starts accumulating time. And right on cue, I actually need to step away for a minute. So let me be right back and we'll see how much time we have when I get back. Spoilers on how long I have been at my desk and not. Be right back. Alright, and I'm back. And that was actually like a good time for me to finish making that because I had to like step away. I had to do some stuff. I did the dishes, had some lunch, and I'm just like, wow, look at that. I was gone for 36 minutes. So we now have 36 minutes in our time in a bottle. And what that's going to allow us to do is basically accelerate things. So we're going to be able to double the speed of stuff for the low cost of some of our stored time. So that is pretty useful, to be honest. Let's get some of the stuff out of our quest rewards. I think I saw there was a food here. Yep. Let's eat this gourmet burger. I'm hungry. There we go. Nothing beats eating your full health bar. I also know and recognize we still have not, what's it called? We still have not yet, like, set up a place to get food or a way to get food. It's coming, don't worry. Let's do some tin and... what's this stuff called? Tin and copper in our alloy smelter next. Get some bronze cooking up in here. So yeah, we have done... alloy smelter and forge hammer and the steam extractor. I think it's time we go ahead and... are we going to want a high pressure boiler? That's going to take steel. I don't know that we're going to want that necessarily. Steam bucket, huh? How does one get a steam bucket? Wait, what? What am I looking at? What is this interface? What did I just open there? Hold on. Was it the candle that did it? I'm very confused. Like, where did that interface come from? I have no idea what that was. Cool. Anyways, yeah, so next order of business. I think we are going to... let's see. This is explaining that in this version of GregTech it is, non-scary version of GregTech, where normally you need to pick up your machines with a wrench or else they break. But in here, you can use a pickaxe. Steam Explosion. This is telling you cannot let your boilers run dry, but that is okay because we ain't about that life. We know what we're doing here. Let me really quickly see on these pressurized fluid conduits. We don't have a lot of these other type of fluid conduits yet, but on the pressurized fluid conduits, let's see, our max transfer rate is 400 millibuckets per tick. That would actually be sufficient for our fluid needs. What about the regular ones? And the regular ones, they respect gravity, though, so I think that means that they won't go up in pipes. And also, we cannot make fused quartz yet, so we can't make more pressurized ones. We can make quite clear glass now with the alloy smelter. But I'm thinking, to be honest, just to use the, what's it called? Just to use those bronze pipes, to be honest, the GregTech pipes. All right, so let's look at our setup here. So I'm going to want... our setup to be... Let's see. I want our boilers kind of to be to the side, then our machines to kind of come off over it. So our boilers are going to need to have a pipe coming out of them. Do I have pipes? I do not have pipes. Let me make a few handful of pipes. Like, we're going to need more pipes, but let me just start with these. That should be enough pipes for now. So we're going to have our boiler somewhere. Let's just say these torches are our boilers. We could stack them up on top of each other. Then we're going to need to get the steam out of them. So to get the steam out of them, we're going to need to run a pipe. And it's going to have to either go down to the left or down to the right. Or we could also carve out the hole here and then have it go in the wall. Honestly, that would be fine. We could also have... Ooh, here's an idea. We could have them be flat on the ground. Well, we could have them be flat on the ground, but then, like, they're going to be taking a lot of horizontal space, and there's plenty of vertical space in here. We should definitely try to take advantage of it. All right, what I'm thinking then, let's have the boilers here. Can I actually have the boilers, right? Let me go and grab them. They're over here. Me building with boilers, also me. We have the boilers built. Okay, so there's our boilers, and our Everfull urn has a radius of 2. So if we put our Everfull urn like outside of the wall over there, it should keep them all stocked up, I believe. Let's get our other Everfull urn. So we can use this one. So I'm a little cautious about using the Everfull urn next to these pipes because these pipes are actually have an internal storage on them. So if the Everfull urn is ever too close to them, they will actually start going inside of these pipes, which obviously we do not want that. It's trying to not go in the pipe to prove me wrong, but I'm pretty sure it will go in the pipe. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to risk that. So if we have our furnaces here, we could have our Everfull urn. I believe it had a radius of 2, so we could have it go here and here, like in the wall here. And it should fill it up from the wall. It should start filling those up. And it should fill up the one that would be up there on top as well. Yeah, so let's actually just confirm that is the case. Do you fill this one up here? Hello, Everfull urn. You there, buddy? Does not actually seem to be working. Maybe it's too high up. I'm like, where'd our urn go? It's at our feet because my inventory is too full. Okay, so it looks like this might not actually work here. Doesn't seem to be... Is it because the top is covered? I don't know. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So maybe it was just because the top was covered here. Let's put it back down here. No, that definitely does not seem to be working. I'm giving it time to work, so... Let me get this out of here. Let's see if I can clean some stuff out of my inventory really quick. Zinc we're fine to put in here. Actually, zinc, I had like a metals chest, didn't I? Yeah, we'll put zinc, brass, this. Oh no, we need those. We'll put diamond in here. All right, let's go back. Are we getting water? No. So what if we put it like here on the outside of the wall? Does that work? I'm thinking that's not going to work, is it? That is indeed not working. Okay. Another alternative we can do instead of using this to supply our water, we could use a separate kind of tank. So let's look at some other tanks or drums or something. Okay, we're not making this thing. Fluid tank, okay. Oh, we could use a portable tank with just some copper plates and a redstone servo, which, actually maybe let's not use that now. We don't have an easy way to look at that, make that yet. Let's look at our logistics chapter, supply chain management, and let's look at what it gives us for fluid storage options. Stone drum. You know what? Stone drum, this looks cheap. It probably doesn't hold a lot, but we don't need it to hold a lot. We just need it to accept input from our Everfull urn. Okay, so that needs a bowl. There happens to be a bowl over here. Let me bookmark the recipe. We need some cobblestone slabs, which we're going to have to cut in a whatchamacallit table. So we need a total of 7 cobblestones. Cut one of them with a saw right here. And that's all the items it should need, right? Craft? Nice, okay. And as a reward, it gives us an iron drum, but really we do not need the iron drum. We just need like, kind of like a intermediary tank, to be honest. And then I'm going to put it up here on the roof, and we are going to go on our roof and put the Everfull urn up there. And that way it should only go inside of that, tank right there. So the tank should be directly below here. Sure is. So if we put the Everfull urn here, it should just start pooling into that drum. Please do not prove me wrong. Does it like have a problem with this Y elevation here? Like it's too high up or below it? Maybe it does not work at that angle. Maybe let's try it like here then instead. Like it's at the same Y level now. It's at the same height, but it's only 2 blocks away. Do you work now? There we go. Finally. Okay, cool. And those drums only hold 16 buckets of water, and that is totally fine. We don't even need it to hold that many. We only need it there as like a, hey, I'm holding some water here. Okay, and then let's make some basic fluid conduits. So this is going to be plenty. Let's get 6 of these, and then we're 6 of these. I don't have any of those. Bookmark this as well, I guess. Grab some clay and gravel and sand and craft up a handful of these. Okay, that was actually a lot of those. I did not expect to get that many from such a small amount of clay. Let's go put this to cook in our furnace over here. I need only 4 right now. So let me put 4 in quick slots like that, and then the rest I'm just gonna kind of put in slots like so. But these 4 I need now for craft. Oh yeah, that's right. They can make pairs of stuff. Well, I guess I have 10. And then quite clear glass is just glass, any kind of glass, and any kind of sand. Okay. In the alloy smelter here. Uh-oh, what happened here? Oh no, we ran out of fuel, so we stopped burning stuff. I'm gonna put a stick in there for 1 second just so it can start burning something, and then I'll get more charcoal. Again, this is strictly a temporary setup, so that's why I'm not stocking it full of stuff or anything. Okay. So that's gonna take some time to spin back up to speed. How much does this quite clear glass take to make? Very small amount of steam. Okay, that's not gonna take long to make then. So let's get our 4 blocks, three blocks? Yeah. We don't really need a lot of this stuff, so 3 sands. And off to the races once the... I was going to say once the sand finished making. Also, I got hit by the steam output there. I need to be more careful with that. So here's our quite clear glass. Here is our conduits. Let's make one of those. Okay, there we go. Fluid conduits. Basic fluid conduits even. So these are just going to drop down from here, and the default behavior is insert and then extract without signal. So I'm like, oh, what's happening here? I guess the pipe out there is actually putting what's it called into the pipe. The pipe is putting water into the conduit. It looked like because it started filling up with water before I gave it any orders to do so. So now we go ahead and hook those up, and they will start receiving water. Nice. Okay. And then the other thing I'm going to do over here is we're going to put some item conduits over here, and we're also going to use the item conduits for what we're going to use to feed the furnaces automatically with fuel. Let's get a chest. I had a chest already. I am amazing. Okay. So here's our chest. And item conduits can share spaces with other kind of conduits. So there we go. There's 4 item conduits. We're going to tell this one to extract always. Do we want a speed downgrade? Speed downgrade. Oh, we cannot make this stuff. Well, what we're going to tell our chest extraction method here, or our chest extraction item conduit, we're going to tell it to round robin, which is going to say every time there's a destination for the item, it's going to take turns putting it into these different destinations. And then we're going to go into all of these connections here. And we're going to set those to insert. And we're going to need... I'm just going to go ahead and drop a chest here and set this one to insert as well. That's just when we get our last furnace installed there. So what that's going to do with the round robining is instead of putting items all in the closest inventory, which is the normal behavior of a conduit, it's going to take turns putting it in every inventory that has a destination or has every inventory option. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our pipes next. So I think I want the pipes to... I think I want the pipes to just go out of the wall and then come under the floor here. So our pipes are going to run along the floor here, is what I'm thinking. And they're going to come down this wall here. So let's connect them up. And then these pipes are actually set up such that when you place them, they are not connected to anything except the thing that you place them on. So you can see these 3 that I placed on the furnaces are on the furnace. And then this one is placed on nothing. So we're just going to have that come there. We can also pre-connect them even if they're not connecting to anything. And then we can tell them, we can directionally restrict them. So we can tell this pipe here, if we shift right click, hey, the fluid can only flow one way here. And the reason why you might want that is so that steam or other fluids that would be in the pipes do not like slosh around and like bounce back and forth in the fluid, because this is a real-time fluid simulation here. It's not just like connecting point A to point B. It is doing a real-time simulation of the fluid in the pipe. Okay, so here is going to be our steam pipe. This is where we're going to have our machines and stuff. Our last block is going to be there. Here, we can fill in, since we're going to be able to see this here. Fill that in with some stone blocks. We're not going to be able to see these, actually, now that I'm looking down here, because those are going to be having machines on top of them. Okay, and then let's one-way restrict these as well. And then these are where the machines are going to connect to. We are not going to put a connection there. The boiler is just going to sit on top of this pipe here. And then we're also going to knock out the walls here, because we're going to have our machines venting outside of the building over there. And they do need an actual block of open air to vent into. Like, here's the vent, right? If there is no vent here, the machine will just like, is just not going to work. Okay, so we have that kind of template set up there. Now, the last thing I want to kind of do before we get situated over there is I want to try to make a dolly really quick. Dolly. We looked at this before, so we have the slime block now, and we can make the wrought iron no problem, and we can make this no problem as well. In fact, I think we can kind of just make like all of this relatively easily. Let me just be like really lazy, just bookmark everything. Oh, we got rods twice in there. Whoops. So we need 2 rings and a rod, so that's going to be 3 rods total. Then we need 2 long rods. That's another 2 rods. I think we can make rods in our forge hammer, though. Hold on. Long rods, that is. So let's get some iron ingots here. And in total, we're going to need... Can we cook these in the fire as well? No, we cannot cook the long iron rod. Can we cook this? No, we can't cook that either. So we're going to need to cook our iron before we turn it into rods. We need a total of 4 for the rods and then 2 for the plates. Okay, so 6 irons to cook. And this is a place we could use time in a bottle if time in a bottle, what's it called? Allowed us to use it on a fire block, but yeah, it's not really the fire block doing the work here. It's kind of like the items sitting in the fire, so can't really use the time in a bottle there exactly. There's our wrought iron. Okay, so we need a total of 2 plates. Do I have a wrought iron plate already, actually? No, I'm looking over here and I'm like, but if we put a plate if we do the plate recipe in here, we can save half an ingot. I'm like, but I already made the ingots, so it's like, gosh dang it. Should have thought of that before. Whatever. Here's our wrought iron plate. Here's our wrought iron rods. Where's our file? Here we go. Put those in here to make long rods. And I am not worried about that craft, so let's go and do our other crafts here. So we need 3 of these, so craft. Then 2 of those, then 1 of those. Wow, that was so easy. Alright, and we have our blood slime block, and we have our 2 long rods, so we should be able to make our dolly now. Let's go. Craft? Yes, let's go. Dolly obtained. And what can we pick up? Can we pick up a furnace? Yeah, let's go. And it's even still has the steam in it. So now we can put it here. And all that steam's going to drain because the steam's going to start filling these pipes up. And are these pipes hot? These pipes are not hot. Okay, these pipes are safe to walk on. Are these pipes hot? Ow, ow, ow. Okay, those pipes are not safe to walk on. Good to know. Cool. And then I can move over these other machines. The reason I wanted the dolly is so that... Uh-oh. Got kind of turned around weirdly. I wanted these so that we can not have to refuel them. I think we can just use the wrench to turn it around. Oh, that... Okay, so right-clicking moves the output. Shift right-click to move the front. There we go. And then this little corner in the top, in the sides, means the back face. This means the top, the top, the left, the right, and the bottom face, respectively. So if we right-click here, it moves it there, etc. So there's our alloy smelter. Here is our... nothing. We don't have it picked up yet. Yoink. Here is our forge hammer. And put the output on the back. Put the front here. Alright, forge hammer. And then let me fall down the pipe and get burnt. Apparently you can get burnt down there. I just didn't fall down deep enough, I guess. We can put our extractor in here. There's our steam extractor. Plop. And make the... Okay, the output's already on the back because it's not letting me move it back there. How's our steam looking? We can actually, to be honest here, I'm just going to take some sticks. And we're just going to supply these with sticks because sticks are kind of just cheap fuel. They don't last long, but they're like cheap. Why not? And it does kind of last a long time in here. So we can see also the round robin effect. This has distributed the sticks to all of them in a fairly equal fashion. Alright, and those are going to start cooking up, heating up, and then producing steam. And then we're going to have up to 24 liters per second of steam production. Next thing I want to do is have some chests, and I'm going to actually use some different kind of chests here. I'm going to use... let me think here. Kind of looking to see where I want my chest to actually be. I'm going to use some slightly larger chests and then a regular chest. The reason I'm going to use slightly larger chests is because slightly larger chest is the same as a regular chest, except it does not connect to other chests. So if I put a chest here, 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 this chest is separate from this one. So you see how a regular chest would like merge together. This does not, and that's why I made those. Now let's get some item conduits. I'm gonna need 4 more of those item conduits for now. And item conduits, we're gonna stick here. And what we're gonna do with these is we're gonna make kind of like a unified system here for kind of putting stuff from here, and it's going to go there, here, it's going to go there, etc. And then we're going to have a unified output over here for now. And if we add more machines, we can just scoot it over. It won't be too big of a deal. But I'm going to have our extract on red. Whoops. Extract on red, always active. Extract on red, always active. Extract on red, always active. There is a tool that lets you copy-paste stuff between conduits, but we don't have that yet. We'll get that sometime. And then over here, I'm going to have this insert on brown, I'm going to have this insert on blue, and I'm going to have this insert on purple. And then directly above, I'm going to set the same colors on these chests. And then I guess the one that's going to be below this one will eventually be cyan. And yeah, so if I put something in this chest, did I set up the redstone? Oh, I did not set the redstone, that's my bad. Set up the redstone. So if I put something in this chest, it should automatically go down here. Ta-da, there's our stick. Put more sticks in here. Ta-da, there's the rest of our sticks. If we put a stick in here, it's... the heck? It's going to go in the forge hammer, apparently. And then what is it making, though? a long wood stick. What is this for? Why did I make this? uh, whatever. It can burn in one of the furnaces. How about that? All right, great. Good stuff, I think. Okay, what did we not do yet, this episode? So we got this, we got this, we got this. Yo, we need to go get ink sacks. Okay, we can do that. How's our time looking? It is 11 a.m. Minecraft time. Let's go and get some ink sacks. So we're gonna find our best source of squids probably out here in the river to the west. So let's get a boat and let's go squid hunting. We need... How many entities do we have here? Does this say? I don't know how many we have. Let's just say we need, like, I don't know, 20-ish ink sacks to dye all of those sheep. And then if we end up needing more, then we're just gonna cull off the uncolored sheep and then, yeah, we'll just rebreed more black sheep later. But for now, we should be good with about 20, I would say. Alright, down into the river we go. Don't die, please. Okay. Whee! Alright, and I'm gonna need a weapon with durability on it because we cannot rely on a broken weapon that cannot set things on fire underwater. See, like, this is working, but it's taken forever, so... Okay, let's get our knife. Knife is a good weapon. Alright, and that one gave us 2. Great. We're gonna have blindness temporarily while we're fighting these dudes. And that is totally fine. I also know it's really dark. Can't really do anything about it. I guess I could have a night vision potion. We do have some night vision potion at home, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have a better use for that later. Good old too good to use syndrome. All the gamers know about that one. Alright, we've already gotten 8 squid, 8 insects out of these squid here, 10 now. And we haven't even really gone anywhere, so let's go downriver a little bit. I don't see any more. What's here? I'm looking at my mini-map here for these icons. I don't think there's any squid there. They have to be brighter. When it's dark like that, that means they're underground. Oh, hey, we needed some... I see some granite up there. We needed some of that for something in roots. Let me go grab that really quick. I would like out. There we go. Oh, do we have... Have we seen this flower before? What does this flower indicate again? I don't remember. It's not familiar to me. Coal, okay. Alright, well, I needed some red granite for... What did we need red granite for? I thought it was a mortar and pestle from roots. Let me go look again really quick. Roots, mortar, and pestle. The mortar needs granite. Okay, not red granite, just granite. And granite has EMC. Okay, never mind. We're not worried about this. Red cobblestone, go back. I'm sorry. I've ruined the ecosystem. Okay. Can't help but notice a distinct lack of squids. Oh, hey, a Crimson Praetor is back. That's because I moved him, underground somewhere over here. So if we come in this direction, we're gonna see his health bar again. He's, some kind of boss monster, as far as I could tell. I didn't go too close or examine him. But he's, yeah, some kind of boss monster that we don't currently really need to do anything with. Where'd all the squids go, though? The distinct lack of squids could have something to do with... uh-oh. I just saw some guardians over there in the water. Don't want to go over messing with them. The lack of squids could have something to do with the shenanigans I did to move the Crimson Praetor. That's not good. So no squids over here? Oh, there's some. They finally spawned. Good. Okay. Here we go. And the water here is actually a little bit more shallow, so they're going to be easier to grab from over here. $13. Just need a few more ink sacs, and we're all good. These knives are like actually really great weapons. They don't do a lot of damage, but they're fast, so you can spam them. They're like old school Minecraft combat prior to the combat update, which I think might actually have came out before most people who currently play Minecraft were born, which is kind of a funny statement. Alright, here we go. This should finish us up for ink sacs. That guy took... Oh, you know what? Our knife is broken. Our knife is not broken, so we are at the point of needing to spam them. Since there's still squids here, I'm going to go ahead and finish harvesting them. Harvesting? Let's get our boat, and then we're going to just slash home here. Let me make sure I'm standing somewhere safe. Alright. What is this also? Is this salt? One second. Ah, no. Just break it. What is it? Salt. Okay. Should we need salt? There's salt in the ocean, apparently. Slash home we go. Alright, and we got some squid from that. I mean, I'll go ahead and eat the cooked squid. We can't eat too much cooked squid because when you eat the same kind of food, your character gets tired of it, and you're like, nah. And I'm like, okay. Okay, so we have steam going over here. How's our F7? Oh, yeah, I did break some torches in here. Let's make sure we replace them. You can just have it on the chest there. And then... ink sacs. I'm like, why did we get the ink sacs? For the sheep, right. So... oops, all black sheep. Wish I had done that before I started breeding them, but we had to do what we had to do. Let's go get some wheat and propagate the sheep more, as well as use the wheat to repair our jackhammer, because we still don't really have a great way to get experience yet. Here we go. Can also put the ink sacs in there. I don't need raw calamari. Sorry, raw calamari. Okay. And then sheeps, we're just going to come over here and be like, feed, 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 feed. And then let's switch to our jackhammer and get all this experience. So we can see our durability slowly going up on it. Did I, like, not get everyone or something? We can put our jackhammer in our offhand. That will let us pick it up while we are beating them. Alright, that about does it for sheep, I guess, for now. We didn't actually get too many experience points, but like our durability went up by like 50. And since we have efficiency 3, that's a lot of durability actually on an efficiency 3 item. And wow, they are hungry. Look at them go. Jeez. This is why you need to have sheep on grass, by the way, because they just eat the grass like crazy, and it makes them grow very quickly. Let's get shears going again. Wool we are going to need a lot once we start needing wool for cables. Isn't there something that will automatically shear as well? We have Industrial 4 going. What do we need for Industrial? Industrial 4 going has something that lets you shear animals, I believe. Is it the Rancher? When provided with power, it will try to interact with animals with buckets and shears to milk cow and shear sheeps. And it will also get ink sac from squids. Okay. But, yeah, we can actually nowhere near close to being able to make that, so... I feel like there was some other kind of, like, shearing option we had available, but I'm not remembering. Honestly, it, like, isn't that relevant, I don't think. Okay, so our sheep have been replaced with black sheep now. Or they have been changed to black sheep. And take a quick nap. Pause it all over here. Yeah, I think that's actually gonna do it. We got our semi-automated machine setup going. What else? Let me put something else here. Hold on. That's not gonna do it yet. We have one more thing to do. Let's do a steam compressor here really quick. Okay, so for this we're gonna need pipes, pistons, and then another one of those machine blocks. So we need all of those pipes and more bronze. We're gonna need some brass plates. More bronze, probably. Too much junk in my inventory here. Let's get rid of that. This sword and knife is broken. Let me take a new flint so I can make a new knife. And then we don't need dirt. Okay, piston. Pistons, we had 3 extra ones I made over here. And then, yeah, that should be good. Do I have more brass plates over here before I make more? I do, actually, okay. Do I not want to make more because of that? No, we're still gonna need to make these brass plates, so I don't know why I did that. Let's also grab some wood to make a new crafting table and put it in this room over here, so we're not running across the house every time we need to make stuff. Okay, so let us make these. We need 3 of those. We have the pistons. Let's make this thing. And then we should be able to craft that. There we go. There's our steam compressor. And this needs to be output on red. And this needs to be input on cyan. There we go. All set up. And with that, we can make, I don't even know, really, to be honest, what we're going to want to make with this right now. Stuff, I guess? I don't know. But we are going to need it at some point. Gives us some screws as the reward. Cool. This route over here goes to the macerator, which we're going to actually turn into the multi-block macerator. So that's going to be definitely going to be a thing we're going to want. Maybe we work on that next time, or maybe we go to coke ovens next time. I think we'll probably go to coke ovens next time because coke oven is very... it's very, very time intensive, so here's what the shape of a coke oven looks like. Coke oven, need coke oven bricks, which is extremely easy to make. Just clay in a fire will make coke oven bricks. And if we want, we can do clay in the alloy smelter. You know what? Let's do clay in the alloy smelter. We can even do that, like, right now, even. So, clay, sand, and alloy smelter. Alloy smelter is this one. So there goes our clay. We could put the sand in here, but I'm just going to drop the sand directly in the machine so that I can start cooking. And yeah, that is using 7 per tick. That is a little more than 1 furnace here. Our furnaces are going to run out of fuel here. Actually, some of them are already out of fuel. And yeah, there we go. Look at that. Coke oven bricks. And those are just going to pile up for us as I do other things. Oh, I can also demonstrate the time in the bottle here. Check this out. So time in the bottle, I right click, it is now going twice as fast. So it's now using 14 liters per tick of steam. If I do it again, it's going even 4 times as fast now. And now it's going even faster. Like, look how fast the progress bar is filling up in here. Now the problem is, if we speed it up too fast, we're not going to have enough steam production to keep up with it. But this is what I mean. This is, like, great for, like, hey, I'm recording and I need something to go faster. Go, go. Look at that. We already have tons of bricks going. So yeah, we're going to need some bricks here. Looks like some buckets for that. Some iron plates for that. Really, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy, really. Let's just turn maybe 30 ingots into plates here. Steam forage hammer, that will make us plates, so there you go, making some plates. Yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it. That's gonna do it for the episode, so if you're enjoying, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, etc. I will see you next time, where we're gonna put together that coke oven / wait for it to finish cooking, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'll let this run offline a bit, just so these things can finish processing and they'll be ready to go for our next time. And then also, any time I spent offline is going to accumulate in our time in a bottle as well. So, well, look at that. We already have an hour and 17 minutes because I took a big 30-minute break after I made it. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and see you next time.